Okay, next up is the Rowland Meyrick handicap chase. It's a 3 mile 1 furlong, 0 to 120. So number 1 is Valsur Farmers, 2 is Aphrodisiac, 3 Cry Cracked, 4 Stretford, 5 Friend of a Friend, Canopa is 6, Milan Vanilla is 7, The Maze is 8, DDD, which I think stands for Dave Dave Dave, is number 9, 10 is Mr. Santal, 11 Seattle Flower, 12 Bahati King, and 13 is Afghanistan. Once more, 13 Go to Post. It's a regular number here on the Starters Orders League. So they're away. It's quite a small field, but I guess there's a fair amount of 3 mile chases this week, including the King George. So as they start to approach the first of the 22 fences they need to negotiate, it's Seattle Flower that leads them into the first. And everybody jumps over that quite now. But it's Seattle Flower by a couple of lengths from DDD. We're riding on board DDD as we come up to this ditch. DDD gets over it quite nicely. So it's just a length or so behind the leading Seattle Flower. Then we've got Canopa and the Maze. They take the third. Everybody's over that. As I said, we've got Canopa and the Maze in third and fourth. They're followed through by Stretford, Milan Vanilla. We'll get over that plain one there, which is the fourth. One against the fence is Mr. Santal in the deep red silks. We've got the grey Stretford. Oh, sorry, the grey Aphrodisiac. Just on the inside of Aphrodisiac is Afghanistan. And they're followed through by Friend of a Friend, Cry Cracked, and just the two at the rear, Bahati King against the fence, the grey, and Valsur Farmers, the top weight. But it's Seattle Flower that's probably extended its lead now by 4 to 5 lengths. And now we're riding on Friend of a Friend. It's about fourth from last, as we can see. The one in front of him is, I think, Afghanistan. As they're going to approach the 6. Still well over 2 miles left to travel. Bowling along here on Friend of a Friend. Comes into that plain one. Probably actually jumped that very well and quite quick. And took over the 2 behind it. So it's still at the lead. It's Seattle Flower that takes the 6. And we'll leave that now. And we've lost one there. Right at the back is Valsur Farmers. The top weight's gone. Just a little bit too much for it. It wasn't particularly travelling well. They're going to the 7th and it's another plain one. Everybody's over that. But it's still Seattle Flower that leads by 3 to 4 from Canopa as he goes to the 8th. Everybody skips over that well as well. We've got Canopa in 2nd, the Maze is 3rd, Aphrodisiac is 4th, DDD is 5th. We've got Mr. Santal, Milan Vanilla. Take this open ditch. Everybody's over it. The one that's getting really detached is Bahati King at the moment. There's still some ground to be made up. So it's Seattle Flower by 2 to 3 to Canopa. And we've got 3 to 4 back to DDD and the Maze. And we've got the 2 greys, Milan Vanilla. And Aphrodisiac. And they're just being followed through by Mr. Santal, Friend of a Friend, Afghanistan, Cry Crack, Stretford, and Bahati King at the rear still. But it's Seattle Flower. His lead's been chopped down to about 4 lengths now to Canopa and DDD, and then the Maze. They're an Indian file, and the 2 greys, Aphrodisiac and Milan Vanilla. They get over the 10th. A few slower jumps there as we come inside the mile and a half left to run. Seattle Flower's lead has been cut down now to just half a length from Canopa. Then we've still got DDD and the Maze, and the 2 greys, Milan Vanilla and Aphrodisiac. And on the inside is Afghanistan, Mr. Santal. Bit of a slow jump there by Seattle Flower has allowed Canopa just to pull alongside and share the lead. So we're through 13. Better jump there by Seattle Flower. Gave him a length's advantage. Got over that much quicker. We passed the stands in the finishing post for the last time. With a circuit to go and 9 to jump. So, with a mile and a quarter left to run as well. Plenty of people cheering on. There's even a man in a vest there. He must be warm. Well, he's one of the Barmy Army supporters. So it's Seattle Flower that leads by half a length to Canopa, who's a couple of lengths ahead of DDD and the Maze. These 4 have been pretty much as you were through the race. And then we've got the 2 greys, Aphrodisiac and Milan Vanilla. And then Friend of a Friend, Cry Cracked, Afghanistan. Mr. Santal's been going backwards most of the race. Stretford and Bahati King is just about to be pulled up. Hadn't travelled well. So they take the 14th, neck and neck. Seattle Flower again jumped it better than Canopa. It was a little bit slow and gave it to mare. DDD is 3rd. The Maze is fourth. They come into the 15th. They'll jump it neck and neck. Everybody's over it, and it's still Canopa and Seattle Flower that bowl along in front together. Canopa's trying to take a length advantage as they approach the 16th. They both jump it well. Poor jump there by the third place DDD has knocked him back a little bit and allowed the Maze and the two greys, Milan Vanilla and the Aphrodisiac, to come alongside. But it's still Seattle Flower and Canopa. They lead by about 5 from Cry Cracked and Milan Vanilla are under a little bit of pressure to try and close the gap now. Canopa heads for home over the 18th. So Canopa leads now by a couple of lengths to Seattle Flower. The one trying to come out of the pack is still Cry Cracked, but under some pressure, as is the Maze and Friend of a Friend, who's starting to make up some good ground on the outside. But it's Canopa that's going to lead them. Canopa leads from a length from Seattle Flower. These two have been pretty much at the front since the beginning. Here comes Friend of a Friend, who's been making up some really good ground for about a furlong now. But it's Canopa that's going to lead them into the 19th. Seattle Flower is second. Friend of a Friend still trying to make up some good ground, as is Cry Crack. The rest of the pack have got some work to do. Canopa's under a little bit of pressure now from Seattle Flower, who tries to take it up from 3 furlongs out. Seattle Flower heads for home. Canopa jumps it well. The two get over it. The Friend of a Friend. The lead's been shortened now just by a couple of lengths between these three, plus Cry Crack and Milan Vanilla is making up some ground. Better jump by Seattle Flower there. Friend of a Friend taking over Canopa now and drops down to third. Here comes Milan Vanilla, the white. Anyway, Seattle Flower leads them into the 21st. There's only going to be one left, and we've lost one now. We've actually lost a fair few here, but it's Seattle Flower that leads us. He's going to approach the last. He's only got to skip over it. He does well. Friend of a Friend in second. Canopa is third. Mr. Santal's moved up into fourth and looks like he's going to challenge for maybe third position as we come up to the line here, and he certainly does. Mr. Santal gets third, but it's a win for Seattle Flower. Friend of a Friend second, Mr. Santal third. I think Canopa was fourth, and I missed a fair few that didn't do so well in the last few fences there. Afghanistan, Milan Vanilla. So Seattle Flower for Obi-Wan, a good win there. Obviously off of 10 stone 3, given a stone to Friend of a Friend Colin Clark. Second, third Mr. Santal Doug Warren, fourth Canopa Stu Gray, and fifth was the Maze Martin Leadham.